a good student, you need to have a lot of important qualities. You need to be able to manage your time, and you need to be able to balance your life, your social life, your school life. You got to be able to work through the tough times. You need to know how to relieve stress the right way.
I think the most important thing is just having good integrity, and then also being able to balance your time. You know, if you don't manage your time, you're gonna get caught up with all your work, and then you're gonna have a hard time catching up for a lot of people. But if you also have that integrity, you can tell yourself, you know, like force yourself to actually get it done.
Definitely finding a balance between like your extracurriculars and your schoolwork and your social life. I think having a social life is just as important as being involved in school. But you can't like prioritize your wants over your needs. I think that you know, getting good grades and maintaining an involvement in school is a necessity, while having a social life is kind of like a want.
The most important thing to being a good student is following the rules and just listening to your teachers. They're all trying to help you, even if it doesn't seem like it, they're all trying to help you. Staying organized and being focused, accomplishing goals.
I think like the most important thing is just staying organized and like staying on top of your schoolwork, because once you like start falling behind, it just gets harder, and just staying on top of it is really the most important thing.
Well, I do carry a planner with me, and I update it daily, and at the end of the week I do have it checked. And I also put some things in my phone to remind me if I have an important test one day. I set a reminder early in the morning. And the third thing that I do is I just put my priorities in order. I just do my homework when I get home when I can. So
I write down like in an agenda like what work I have to do, so I make like a checklist basically, whatever homework I do, and then if I finish it I'll check it off. I think one thing that really helps is getting into a basic routine of things. So like waking up in the morning, going to school, coming home, and then I would go to practice, and then right after practice I would go home, eat dinner, and then start my homework, because I don't have that much time to get everything done, so really focusing on that time management.
The main thing is just I have a homework folder, and that's really the biggest thing, is just getting all your homework done so you don't have missings or late grades. So all you really need to do is organize your homework, and everything in school is pretty easy to keep track of.
Okay, so I have like my own like organization patterns with like my binder and stuff and keeping things in line, but also I have like my friends and like help me just like to where if we have like assignment due, like we'll both do it together.
Okay, like Megan, I have a binder that divides all my classwork. I put reminders on my phone for my test, and I go and I do tutoring, and then I use my teachers' websites.
Being here is like a big part. Like if you miss a lot of days and you miss a lot of notes and stuff like that, it's really gonna hurt you. Well, I try to make sure I take a lot of notes on everything we do, and then I try to take some time at home all the time to have, like at least an hour after school, just to make sure I have everything done and all my work done.
well, middle school is definitely different from high school because you're responsible for yourself more than the teacher is responsible for you. So it's up to you to get your assignments in on time. It's up to you to correct your quizzes, your tests. If you want to do extra credit, it's up to you to ask the teacher. It's not like in middle school where they go, hey, here's some extra credit. And like if you do it, it's cool. But one thing that I wish I knew when I came in from middle school is that it is probably going to be the most stressful time, and you just gotta not care about anything else other than your schoolwork, because there are a lot of distractions, and you gotta know how to kind of filter those out and just get
The amount of homework, there's a lot more homework, and you have to really apply yourself a lot more than you did in middle school.
Well, my freshman, sophomore year, I was a Johnson dancer. My freshman year, I did pep squad. My sophomore year, I was a belle. My junior year, I did quit dance so that I could start saving up money for college, so I'm currently employed at Smoothie King. And I am the junior class president of the AVID program, and I will be running for class president senior year. So those are some things to look forward to. Well, a definite pro is if you are able to study and do your work with music, you can listen to music if the teacher allows you to and says it's okay. But I think a con of having cell phones is people do cheat a lot, so you could just be doing your work and somebody could slide over your shoulder and take a picture of everything, and then you would get in trouble for it later because picture doesn't show everything. So there's also that to look out for.
A good thing about having cell phones is you can meet up with your friends in the hallways and like come up with spots to chat just to get a little break from school. And then the bad things are if you're getting texts and like alerts all the time, it can be very distracting during class.
For like a con, probably distractions, but pros can help you. Like if you're in class and you need to research something, your phone can help.
So I'd probably just give myself a break and tell myself to calm down and slow down and just take as much as I could at a time.
I would tell myself to probably try a little harder my freshman year because my freshman year are definitely my worst grades, and now trying to get into college, I see that. So if anything, just give it all you have freshman year.
I probably would have tried a little harder in my first 2 years. I kind of like feel like I didn't like just like try as hard as I could have. I could have raised my GPA. I didn't realize like how much it counted like towards the end.
Like Meg, I would have tried a little harder and to be top of my class. Like everything matters. My attitude also, I would just have a positive attitude about everything because it's gonna help you when you go out in the real world just to be positive instead of negative about everything.
Johnson, all the teachers are great. Every year I usually go to a national competition where I'll miss like weeks at a time or like whole weekends. So talking to the teachers, they really help me like manage all my work, telling me like, oh, just focus on this stuff first, and then when you get back, we can make up all your quizzes and tests. So the teachers were definitely the biggest part in that.
The teachers here are amazing. I've had an incredible support system with them. I consider a lot of them friends, really, now that I'm like not in their class anymore. But they're really great. Just like Blake said, you can work with them on like the timing if you get too busy. They're always available for tutoring, stuff like that.
Usually if you go into your teacher and tell them that you're not going to be there for like sports or band or whatever, they'll give you all your work so you can keep track of it, and then you can do you do homework while you're out, and then you can do your quizzes and tests whenever you get back.
Like when we're out of town on our trips, like we have to be in the room by a certain time, we have to do our homework. They come in and they check on us and just make sure we focus. They keep our grades in check, they print out our progress reports, and they make us like during practice times go after school and get our work in or do missing tests or tests that we can correct.
For here, or being gone a lot, like the teachers here, they won't baby you, but they do work with you. So if you let them know that like you're gonna be gone for a tournament ahead of time, they will like work with your schedule and give you the papers ahead of time to stay on top of it.
Well, they really helped me. Like if I was ever struggling with a class or a subject, I've always been able to have time to come in for tutoring, and they've always made time for me to make sure I get all my stuff done.
This is a football uniform that I cut for football, and then I got dragged in here.
All right, good. Who's your favorite administrator?
Mr. Stu Guthrie, because he supports the Johnson Theater Department like no other.
Good answer.